with Missy, and I'm Missy. Guys, welcome, Mystery Crew. Thank you so much for all your support. This is kind of an unscheduled live, so just gonna view while we're waiting. Yeah, I'm surrounded by so much beauty here in Florida. I never know what that. So I just want to put it out there. I'm using my first. My thoughts, and that's what they are. They're my thoughts. They're not fact. So I'm just throwing that out there as well. So happening that it's almost impossible to keep up on all the bull that's going and crazy, like one after the other. So I said, well, I might as well go live and just cover this. Hi, Rin. Welcome to everybody coming in. So much has come out since yesterday that to make these videos, it would just take me forever. And, I figured why not have a live chat while we're doing it? So this bird, I can't believe hasn't moved. I am so close to it. But yeah, welcome to South Florida, everyone. So much has come out. There's been news that I guess it was a year ago in May that David was actually messaging his ex-wife, telling her that he dreams about her and how he misses her, and that, he can't believe that he let things go wrong. And they had court actually 15 minutes late for court because, sorry, guys, you can hear me clearly, let me know and just make a video. I know sometimes the picture gets blurry. Raven, can you see and hear me? Can you see the picture? But anyway, yeah, so she was 15 minutes late because she was too busy making a TikTok video. Instead of if definitely home with Barbara. Thank you, City with Barbara. So that is where he is, and I could not be happier. But I'm sorry I disconnected again. It shows that she doesn't give a shit about her kid. I mean, more does the court need to see that she doesn't care that she puts this man for her children? I mean, it's just ridiculous. But the one thing that did come out was court record of Jace. So this was out in the U.S. Sun, which I don't usually go to the U.S. Sun for information. I go to TMZ or the Ashley Roundup. But court documents showed that Jace had bruises on one of his arms and he had bruises on both sides of his neck. Guys, both sides of his neck. Welcome everybody just joining. Don't forget to slam that like button. I truly appreciate. I get really mad when kids get hurt by adults, and this is like bullshit. Fingerprints on both sides of his neck? Come on, man. What kind of little bitch is this guy, David? He tries to come off like a tough guy. Like, come on. He's 14 years old, and there's bruises on both sides of his neck. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened, but both sides of the neck, that's a sign of strangulation. And any court that I've heard of, any, DV situation where there's fingerprints on the neck, that's considered attempted murder. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know. I never saw the footage of what happened. I don't know the actual events, but that is just absolutely sick in my eyes. Hey guys, join the chat. I really want to know what you guys think. I mean, like I said, there's just so much coming out. Hey, Shannon. That's just crazy. I mean, he's squeezing his neck tight enough to leave marks there and bruises. And he gets a misdemeanor. But it does say that he has to go to court on November, I think it was the 29th, for this. So what really kills me is that, hey, Kathy says he should get more than 3 months. Absolutely. I mean, he should be in there now as protection for Jenelle, as much as I'm pissed at her for allowing this to happen. And the kids. Raven says, I mean, the type that wouldn't go against a real man. Right, exactly. Exactly. But Jace showed that he's a bigger man than David. He stood up and he spoke up, not only for him, but for his siblings. I couldn't be more proud of Jace. But this piece of shit goes video, and then I said, you know what? It's just easier to go live. Get everybody in the chat. Jenelle needs to be right there along with David. Ensley, Kaiser, and I don't know if Marissa was there, but she was in on the neighbor's lawn. Let some man go at your son like that while you're sitting in the car, having to sit there and watch their brother be attacked by their stepfather. To me, that's crazy abuse. Yeah, that's Tony Montana that just flew in. He is a mean bird. He tries to take control of the whole area. They don't deserve those kids. They can unalive each other, says Kathy. You know, I'm actually afraid that this is going to turn into a really scary and bad situation over there. I hate to even think that way, but I mean, it just, that honestly scares me. Raven says, it wouldn't happen to my kids while I'm sitting in the car. Exactly. Like, I would get out and get right on him. I swear my adrenaline would go so much. I would be able to take over a man. Yeah, but he goes to court November 29th. Until then, he gets to sit at home, on his land, which reminds me of the Manson cult. The land nobody's allowed on. And then, guys, I picked this up after I made the video the other day when Janelle was making comments about, they didn't even ask us. And she was insinuating so much in those comments. Like, she said they're holding the wrong person accountable. Meaning what, Janelle? That they should be holding Jace accountable, your 14-year-old son? So you think your 14-year-old son is the one that should be arrested instead of your asshole son of a bitch husband? You gotta be kidding me. That's how much of a mother she is. She's insinuating she'd rather her son in jail, her 14-year-old son in jail, rather than her husband. What does this guy, what kind of control does he have over her? Or is she just really that fucked up in the head? Like, I excuse my mouth, but this shit really pisses me off. Hey, AJ, it's good to see you. Thank you guys for all being here, for your support. You're all part of the mystery crew, and all your support means so much to me. It really does. But like I said, there's just so much information coming out. It's like almost every 10 minutes. And, I don't like to put out information until I know it's 100%. So I usually stay with the Ashleys or TMZ because I know they back their information by court documents. But, David did drive Jenelle to court yesterday, apparently. He stayed on the street corner, as I said in my video. I knew he wasn't going to let her go alone, But yeah, she sat at that court and made a video for TikTok at the court parking lot, showing up 15 minutes late to the hearing. Barbara is in full custody of Jace now, and he looks so happy. You see little videos of them going out to lunch, going out to, here and there, and they always just look so happy, and I absolutely love that. Kathy says they do have an arrest warrant. It has to be served to him. They are going to have to SWAT team him. Exactly. They can't get on the land. That's why, she says, well, they didn't question us. Your husband met their asses at the freaking gate with a gun. You want to know why? Go ask your husband why nobody freaking questioned you. I mean, falls under requirements for her state to charge as misdemeanor. Janelle watching to incident happen and doing nothing can get her the same charge. Absolutely. Absolutely. She's got to be charged with neglect, for, the medical, for child endangerment, for child abuse. I mean, she's probably going to end up getting more charges than David at this point. And she's just going to stand behind that shithead. Like, come on. Come on. At some point, you got to put your big girl panties on and be a woman and stand up for your kids. This is just total bullshit. Total bullshit. Like, I can't imagine any mother allowing this shit to happen, And I'm just so glad, Barbara, 70 years old, she stood up again. 6 weeks old, Jace was going to be taken away by CPS. Barbara stood up, she raised him. 2019, all the kids were taken away by CPS. Who stood up for Ensley? Barbara. Now, 2023, CPS involved again. Who stood up? Barbara. And her hands were tied. Jace called that poor woman for help. I can't even imagine how she felt. And she couldn't even go and help. She had to turn around and say, sorry, Jace, but your mother will have me arrested for kidnapping. Kathy, that is guilty by association. Exactly. And just to make it clear, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This is for the purposes of this video. We are not saying anybody is guilty. We have not seen video footage or documentation to state exactly what happened, and we are speaking under our First Amendment right. Shannon says it sounds like she needs a reality check. She needed a reality check back when she was 16. This girl needed a reality check when she was 16. Teen Mom was the worst thing that ever could have happened to her. With her personality, her attitude, using drugs, and then Teen Mom feeding her money, that just made everything a shitload worse. That just gave her crazy empowerment. She used her money for men. She used her money for drugs. That was just probably the worst thing that could have ever happened to her, and being able to have children. Meanwhile, there's millions of women in the world that would make amazing mothers, and they can't have babies. That's just bullshit. Guys, could you hit that thumbs up for me? It gets the video out into the algorithm. This was a last minute live. I really wasn't expecting to do this. So if you could do that for me, I would really appreciate it. Just take a second, go slam that thumbs up. It really means a lot to me. So I didn't want to leave you guys without any of the updates, but to make like 5 different videos, it really, when I can put it all into one live, I know it's not the prettiest live. We got some beautiful birds. But Jenelle isn't even that. And her hubby now, he is looking a lot like Charles Manson. You know what, Shannon, you're right. The beard, the hair, you're right. Stephanie says that show should never have existed. It did nothing to help anyone. No, it didn't do good for Leah. Leah's an amazing mom, but she ended up using medication as well. Amber, who I think Amber has the potential to be a great person. It's just that she does have mental disabilities, which it seems like they got under control. But Janelle has never, ever grew up. Kathy says all the drugs she did, I wouldn't be surprised if she did drugs while pregnant. Either would I, which, that could have led to some of the mental illness that Jace is having. I'm not saying that is what happened, but it might have been. Anything is possible. She just... I used to say she'll grow up. I used to try to give her credit, oh, look, she's trying to make money this way. She's trying to make money that way. Meanwhile, David sat on his ass and just collected whatever money she could. But, everybody would always shut her down. And I always felt bad that, people were shutting her down. They were writing to companies that she was trying to promote for. And, I'm like, well, she's still growing up. Give her a chance. Shannon says, applause to Barbara and Jace. Absolutely. Stephanie says she did sew drugs while pregnant. Her girl tested positive for HTC at birth. You know what, Stephanie? You're right. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. You are 100% right. Thank you for writing that. I really did forget about that. But, I mean, she's going to be more concerned about her husband's court date. I mean, she's saying there's no warrant. Holly says, why is child abuse a misdemeanor in any state? Exactly, Holly. I don't get that. Megan says, if in fact those bruises are consistent with strangulation, it's a class H felony. You can be charged with 4 to 25 months in a jail sentence. You know, I don't know if it does show that, but in my eyes, you have fingerprints on somebody's neck. That's a sign of that's what's happened. Shannon says, exactly, Kathy, it's probably is the problem with Jace. He saw way too much when he was a little baby. Exactly. I mean, unfortunately, he was around all the screaming and yelling and with Barbara and Jenelle. And I don't think it was so much Barbara being abusive to Jenelle, but trying to guide her, you know, stay away from this guy. Don't do drugs. Come home. Take care of your kid. You're always out. I have to go to work. What are we going to do with the baby? You know, where Barbara just took the initiative and ended up putting him in daycare and being a mother to him. You know, you're right, Kathy. You're right. And that kid is so lucky to have Barbara, and he's 14 now. And, you know, I think in North Carolina at 16, you can be emancipated. So if he isn't 100% happy there, he can emancipate himself, you know, but you know, even Barbara has said, you know, yeah, he's taken off from the house from time to time, but he's gone to his uncle's house or he's gone to his aunt's house. He didn't run away where we couldn't find him. That's a huge difference. I mean, every family has arguments. All kids get mad. They run out the door, you know, probably yelling, I hate you as they're leaving, you know, but then they come home, have dinner, and everything is good. But, you know, if this is what's happening in public, it totally frightens me to think what is happening behind closed doors there. You know, I mean, you know, the last year it was quiet, but what was going on behind those doors, you know, nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know. And, you know, I just really hope that Ring doorbell has enough evidence to slam this door shut on David and on Jenelle, because they have gotten away with this shit for way too long. Way too long. Holly says she pulled a gun on a guy with Jace in the car and called him a liar when Barbara asked what was going on when he told Jace. Yes, absolutely, Holly. I actually have a clip of that up on my channel. I have the clip up. She's looking at him like Jace with her eyes all huge, you know. I mean, Megan says people want to continue saying that Babs is not good because of the yelling and arguing. If Jenelle was my daughter, I would be yelling and arguing with her too. Exactly, exactly. That's why I said she wasn't trying to be a bad mother. She was trying to guide that girl. She was trying to guide her. I mean, think of all the men that she was with. Kifa, as you know, Barbara would say, and then she had that guy that I think he was in jail or something when, and she married him when he was in jail. And then there was Nathan, which Nathan does have DV behind him, but he has outright admitted that he has PTSD, and that causes a lot of his aggression. And he has outright said that he is not a good father, and he is sorry for that. He at least knows it. You know, somebody that can admit it, that's a man. That's a man. Stephanie says, I hope when the doorbell video is seen that the judge ups the charges. I know, wishful thinking. I'm with you, Stephanie. You know, it's like, I'm almost afraid that they're going to get away with this shit again. You know, and that's why, I mean, she keeps posting shit everywhere, and I refuse to click on anything, because if you click on it, she gets paid. I am not giving that girl any money. Kathy says his TikToks were really dark. Didn't understand why no one loves him. I think he knows Barbara loves him now. She was the one that helped him in the end. Absolutely. She helped him in the beginning and the end, Kathy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, everybody write, we love you, Jace. Everybody write that. I want Jace to know that even though we don't know him, we care and support and think he is the bravest person and have so much love for him. Everybody write that in the comments. We love you, Jace. I mean, chances of him seeing it, I don't know, but you know, support for Jace. I still can't believe these two birds are just sitting here. They haven't moved. I don't want to move closer. I don't want to lose connection. But my turtles haven't showed up. No Huey, Dewey, and Louie today. Holly says Barb did her best, older lady, raising her baby and working while daughter's on drugs. Exactly. You know, Barbara never gave up her job. She worked at Walmart for years and she never gave up her job. And she made sure Jace had everything. She made sure when she noticed that he was having issues, that she got him medication, she got him to the right doctor, she had him in therapy. Everything she did for that kid. And, you know, that's a stand-up woman. I have massive respect for Barbara. I really do. I really, really do. Again, guys, if you can hit that thumbs up for me, help me get this out into the algorithm. Again, it was an unexpected live, and your support truly means so much to me. Exactly, Holly. Justice for Jace. We love you, Jace. We love you, Jace. Absolutely. I mean, the bravery that that kid had, not only to speak up for him, but to speak up for his brothers and his brother and his sisters, is unbelievable. Jace's father his name is Andrew, and he was with Jenelle when she was pregnant, but broke up with her. He said, you know, I don't have feelings for you like that anymore, and supposedly had eventually moved to China. He was going to be a model. A couple of years back, I don't know if it was 2020 or 21, he actually put out a public plea saying, Jace, reach out to me. So he does want to see him, and it's not the first time he's done it. He's reached out a couple of times. But for some reason or another, I don't know if Jenelle wasn't allowing it or, you know, if they didn't go through with it. But, you know, he has tried publicly. I think he was upset because he was given up by Barbara back to the swamp. You know what? It's possible, Kathy. It's possible. I mean, Barbara's 70 years old, and that woman's been raising kids her whole life. But no matter what, she still stood back up and did the right thing. And you know, I really have massive appreciation for her. I really, really do. You know, and it looks like her and Jace are very happy. And, you know, I hope that's true. I hope it's not just for pictures, because, again, that's what we're seeing is pictures, and anything can be for a picture. But I think it's real. I really do. You know, but, you know, I'm glad that he was charged. I want to see what happens when that warrant is attempted to be charged. That's going to be a difficult thing to do, is to serve that warrant. You know, Jenelle keeps saying no warrant has been served. Yeah, well, people are going to be met at the door with guns. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have, like you said, one of the commenters said it, I don't remember which one, but a whole SWAT team's going to have to show up. Kathy says, I understand about 70, believe me. Exactly. It's not easy. You know, I'm about 20 years younger, and you know, I don't know if I could handle a 14-year-old right now. You know, I mean, I would do my best, but there's no way that I would choose at this point to have a teenager, you know. Can't wait for that mugshot. I know, Stephanie, I know. I said, I wish that, you know, when he's arrested, and, you know, even if it's not both of them, him and her, I wish we could have like a party in the street. You know how the protesters go out there and protest? I wish we could have a huge party in the street celebrating the freedom of those children. I seriously do. I mean, the only thing that upsets me is that the kids are going to be separated. But I think Nathan's mom, Doris, she took Kaiser last time, and Holly, that's right. She has never given up on Jace. Exactly. But Nathan's mom, Doris, took Kaiser last time, and I believe she stayed in touch with Barbara, so they were able to see each other. As far as Marissa, I'm not 100% sure if there would be any continuation of seeing each other, but Ensley would probably go to Barbara. At 70 years old, I don't know if Child Protective Services would allow her to have a young child, unless she had assistance. Maybe the aunt, you know, sister will step up and help Barbara, you know, but, you know, Barbara's got a lot to come, but I just really want the best for those kids. And I think, unfortunately, we might see a lot of scary shit go down in the next couple of weeks between the warrant being served, trying to make an arrest for him. I don't think he would turn himself in voluntarily. I honestly don't. And the same with her. I don't think, I mean, to this day, they're still, and she keeps getting caught in the lies. They're still saying all different things. This didn't happen, that didn't happen. And then in the next statement, it did happen. So, Shannon says Jace could be scared of reaching out and being rejected by his father. I don't think, I think the best thing if Jace was to reconnect with Andrew, his dad, would be to do it very slowly, once a month to begin with, then maybe, twice a month, then maybe once a week, Again, I don't even know where Andrew lives at this point. But I think, he's old enough now to decide if he wants a relationship with his dad. And if he does want to do that, I think that's for Jace's mental health. That's probably the best way to do it, is gradually and slowly, He will probably run, in your opinion, says Holly. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be another missing convict that we're going to be watching on TV, trying to track down. And, every YouTuber in the world will be there but me, because I don't chase the stories. I have a cervical injury and I'm lucky I can make it to my backyard. Megan says, I saw she has a lawyer. This lawyer has to be telling her to shut the F up. Either they are incompetent or she is going against legal advice. Exactly. Kathy says, I think Barb should be in on it. Exactly, with Andrew, absolutely. And I think she would be. Dana, hi Dana, says in public places with his dad to visit. That's a great idea. Yeah, I mean, just a gradual introduction. I mean, at this point, they're not even friends. So, as he gets older and, it might be something he wants to do, but, Jace is old enough to make his own decisions. He's proved himself to be a man. He's not only saved himself, but he's saving his siblings. And I just have so much respect for him. He's not a 14-year-old teenager. I really do consider him a man. That's very true, Dana, in public places. See, this is why I wanted to do a live, so, everybody can chime in. Dana says it is a sad situation for all of these babies. 14 is still a baby. Absolutely. A baby with a man's mentality. Absolutely. Kathy says he has never met his dad yet. No, he's never met his dad. Andrew saw him once when he was first born. That was the one and only time. Andrew was also into drugs at the time when Jenelle had Jace. I don't know if he straightened his act out. I really don't know too much about him, but I do see from time to time that he's asking. I do remember the MTV crew approaching Jenelle when she was in her car and saying, Andrew reached out to us. He wants to, see Jace. I remember that time, and then I remember the public plea. So he definitely is, tried. Holly says Jenelle is all about the attention. Exactly. Jenelle is all, woe is me, poor me, poor me. Oh, this is making my anxiety so high. What about your fucking son? Excuse my mouth. What about your fucking son? You should be more concerned about what he's thinking, what he's going through. I mean, he had to go to a hospital, then he had to go to the, the other facility until they felt it was, that he was stable enough to be released. I mean, come on, what about him? Do you ever think about your kids? Raven says it's going to have to start slow to build a relationship with his dad. Get to know each other first. Exactly. I wish they would make this court hearing on November 29th for David public. I wonder if he'll even show up. And you never hear about David's mom. I don't know if she's still living, or dad. I don't know if his parents are living. If they're not, God rest their souls. But you never hear about them. Kathy says, I heard she I heard he has, I'm sorry, I'm stumbling here. I heard he has straightened up mental health facility. Okay, okay. I wasn't sure exactly where he was. I knew he was in a facility, but I wasn't sure, 100% sure where he was. But like I said, there was just so much coming out, and David talking to his ex-wife, that turned out to be last year. Janelle stood for that. I wouldn't. Then there was, that he was charged, and then there was the information about the warrant. And then, it was just more, my phone kept going off with more information. I was like, wait, I just better go live with this. He's been through too much to be able to mature mentally like kids his age. And unfortunately, it's been in the public eye. Exactly. This kid has to go to school. Not only him, but Kaiser, Ensley, Marissa. Marissa's 16. They all have to go to school with their peers, knowing that Jenelle is out there shaking her ass for videos for David, shaking her ass on, OnlyFans, making videos in a bikini in her backyard. And then all of this, violence is public. And these kids have to go to school and their friends know about it. It's just insane, like, honestly, I would be home teaching the kids if I was Barbara. Give him homeschool for a year, let this shit calm down, keep him out of, the situations that are going to make him uncomfortable. I'd give him the option, actually. Do you want me to homeschool you for the rest of the year, or do you want to try going to school? Holly says Nathan said he had liver cancer. Oh no, I didn't hear that. Oh, that's horrible. I did not hear that. I really think Nathan has potential. I really do. Would I trust him with, Kaiser 24/7? Maybe not at first. Maybe supervised visits or something like that. But he definitely, could be a really great dad. Guys, I'm going to ask you again if you could slam that thumbs up for me. I really, really appreciate it. We'll get the video into the algorithm. This was a last minute live, so nobody even really knew I was doing it. So, and you guys are all part of the mystery crew. Thank you so much for being here. Kathy says, at least Barb has him back in his old school. So at least they know him. Exactly. And from what I've heard, he's really never had any problems in his old school. I'm not saying there weren't. It's just that, we never really heard about them. Shannon says, oh, she will get the attention in jail or prison. Depends on where they want to send her. Just don't drop the soap. Oh my God, Shannon. But you got a point there. In jail, they do not like child abusers. You are so welcome, Kathy. I really, I appreciate you being here. Without you guys, your support, like I said, I don't usually cover reality TV. I do urban legends, true crime. I call out mental hospitals. I usually don't do this, so this is new for me. So if I do screw up, I'm sorry. And I don't usually curse like a truck driver either, guys. It's just when it comes to kids, I really get upset. I have worked with children for 20 years, children with ADHD, autism, cerebral palsy, G-tube, J-tube, trach, children that are paraplegic. I know Shannon has as well. So when it comes to situations like this, it breaks my heart. Dana says, I'm in my 50s, had to call my son in my 30s to find out what OnlyFans was. He just died laughing. Thank you so much, Kathy. Dana, I get it. I don't know what half of this crap is anymore. It's like, oh my God. I'm getting up there. I'm 49, so I'm not far behind, but yeah, a lot of this stuff is like, holy cow. What? What is this new technology, AI? I wouldn't even know where to begin with that crap. I'll stick to my, I have a hard enough time figuring out a new phone when I get it. I know now how my parents felt, but guys, let's just, I'm gonna, cut this off. Let's just keep praying for Jace and Barbara, wish them the best. And let's just pray that David and Janelle get what's coming to them, and that, you know, those three children, Kaiser, Ensley, and Marissa, are removed from that house as soon as possible. He's 30s. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, and technology just changes way too fast. It really does. But guys, I really seriously want to thank you all for being here. I'm sorry I didn't make separate videos. I just figured it was easier for us all to get together and, you know, communicate together. You know, everybody has a voice, and, you know, I think your voices matter just as much. Your opinions, you know, you guys are amazing. The comments I get from you guys, I could tell you all have huge hearts, and you know, that really stands out. And you know, you show your love for Jace, and you show your appreciation for Barbara, and, you know, you called Jenelle and David what they are. And, you know, I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. And, you know, I just want to say thank you. So I'm going to cut it off there. Thank you guys again for being here. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Holly says it should be child neglect to pull him off his meds, cold turkey. That's so dangerous. Exactly what I said. He was on them for 7 years, Holly. I don't care if it's an aspirin. If you take an aspirin for 7 years every single day, that's going to have some effect on your body. And if it has a negative effect, it could kill you. I'm not saying that, you know, just stopping aspirin will kill you, but if it has a negative effect on your body, it could. Good night, Kathy. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm going to sign off right here. And just remember, everybody, every day is a mystery. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again.